Well, hello and welcome to the first of your handwriting videos with Ms. Grinsell. Two things you're going to need to be able to do this handwriting lesson. First of all, you're going to need a whiteboard, and then the second thing you're going to need is your handwriting booklet. So if you haven't got those things just yet, pause the video and get ready, and then we're ready to get started. So today's video is all about Carey cursive for the letter T. Now there are two different ways I'm going to show you today, the uppercase Carey cursive T and then the lowercase Carey cursive T. So if we start uppercase, I just want you to watch first of all. We go up and across and then down and loop. So I guess it kind of looks a bit like what we knew in foundation font as the J. I'll show you again. It goes up and across and round into a loop. So I'll show you one more time and then I want you to try it on your whiteboard. Up and across, around and loop. So what I'd like you to do is to practice 5 of the uppercase T's on your whiteboard. Pause this video while you're doing it and then we'll keep going. Alright, well done. Now the next step is I'm going to show you the lowercase t. The lowercase t actually starts much lower than the uppercase T in cursive, so have a look at this. It goes up. Oops, that one didn't work. We'll try again. It goes up. It comes back down and loop up, and then you cross it like you would a normal T across the top there. So I'll show you again. Up, down and loop, and cross. I'll show you again. Goes up, back down and loop, and then you cross it like you would a normal T. So could you practice 5 of those on your whiteboard? Pause the video while you do that, and then we'll move on to the page in our workbooks. Alright, so you're doing very well so far. Now what I want to show you is, obviously everything's about to get a lot smaller. So the great news is there's already some examples here. So first step is to trace and copy the lowercase and the uppercase T that are already on our pages. And I'm going to show you, when you come across to do your own, the tail and across the line is very small, and then we're straight down to do the T. Okay, now we come across to our handwriting booklets. Now the good news is we already have some examples of some T's over here. So what I might get you to do is just trace it with your finger a couple of times so you're familiar before you start. Then obviously over here it says trace and copy. So here are your ones to trace and copy, and then start your own. Now be very careful that you've got your tail just below the dotted line, across and then around. And then with the lowercase t, we start below the thick black line, and it goes up to the top and down, and then you're crossing just below that line. Mine was a little bit high, so you try and make yours a bit lower than mine. The tail's just below, across and around. And the lowercase coming up from just below the thick black line, up to the top and loop, and you can cross it on the line. So I'd like you to first of all finish this line. Then after you've done that, I'd like you to do the first copy today, and we'll save the second copy for later in the week. So you're going to trace and copy, then do your first copy, making sure that you're leaving that finger space in between each one. So good luck. I'll check how you went when I mark your work, and well done so far.